Good morning, how's it going? I always seem to need a copious amount of coffee to kickstart my day. Hi, good morning. My name's Jason. I make and sell candles online. This is my first weekly vlog, just recording what I've been doing all week really, to keep myself accountable, maybe help some of you guys out starting little candle businesses or any other kind of business. Basically, I want this side hustle to become full-time, so this is sort of my path to freedom, as it were. I work full-time as a chef, which is really enjoyable and creative, but the hours are a bit too much for me, hence why I've started this little business. It's something I started doing one of the lockdowns, and I've been going for about a year now. So yeah, last week was Mother's Day, which was a really busy day in the kitchen, and for me selling candles. With the build up all week, I've sold quite a lot of candles on sort of set for one of my third ever best months so far. The bulk of my sales come from Amazon, and I use their Amazon FBA program, so I basically just package all the candles up, ship them to Amazon. They'll deal with the postage and the customer service, which works really well for me when I'm sort of stuck in the kitchen and I can't always get to the post office. I sell quite a few candles on my own Shopify website, as well as Etsy, eBay, and I've got a few little wholesale gigs in and around Suffolk, a couple of little coffee shops, and a little sort of gift boutique shop as well. So they buy a few here and there, but like I said, the bulk of my sales come from Amazon. That's what I wanted to do in the beginning, set up a bit of an online reputation, build reviews, and yeah, crack on with that. My goal with the Amazon is to establish quite a lot of dominant listings that rank for certain terms, get the reviews up so they consistently sell stuff, and build up from there really. The easiest thing for me working as a chef is to just, like I said, fill everything into Amazon and let Amazon do all the work for me. So if I can build up a bit of a reputation on there and use that as the bulk of my sales, I don't want to necessarily rely on Amazon just in case something goes wrong, but as my sort of first main stream of income, that's what I've been working on mostly. Eventually I do want to build up the Shopify website. I've started trying to rank for keywords on Google, doing a bit of SEO. I've also been building some articles. I've been paying people to do keyword research for me, some sort of low hanging fruit that I can rank for quite easily, and then also paying people to do articles on different candle sort of niche topics, things like how to center a wick. So I found some good people on sort of Fiverr.com that have produced some really good articles for me at quite a decent cost level. That saves me the time having to write it all when I've always got loads and loads of things to do. And then I sort of add some nice infographics, add some of my own photos. I've been trying to add some internal links to them so I can rank for that. So hopefully I can build up a whole Shopify sort of experience with the blog, the candle sales, just becoming more of a sort of all-encompassing project rather than just physical sales. I also want to do a bit of affiliate marketing, maybe some ads and other bits. I also had another idea last week, which was to create like an Etsy digital shop selling digital downloads basically. So because I've been commissioning a lot of people to make clip arts for my candle jars just so they're unique and stand out, I've also been paying people on Fiverr to create sort of little clip art sets for me that I can sell on Etsy. So that's a work in progress. For me that feels like the most passive income form I can get. If I can make £10-20 from that by literally doing nothing, once the work's put in, then it's sort of money on autopilot. So that's a work in progress. Got about 4 or 5 clip art sets lined up to go on. I'm just in the process of making a new Etsy account, getting that all done, and then just trying to work on some of the listings for that. So that's another little project sort of in the back burner. So this week on Amazon I've sold £1,141.90 worth of products, and that's all through Amazon FBA. Etsy £81, Shopify a big fat 0. Shopify is the one I'm working on the least at the moment, really, which sounds bad, but it's a work in progress. So I sell a few bits sporadically here and there. Most of my traffic from Shopify is from Instagram. So that's all the Mother's Day sales, with about a 27% margin. Yeah, I've just taken a trip back to the beach. This is where I grew up with my parents. Lovely beach. I just thought I'd document some bits for my video whilst I'm here. Reggie! Reggie, come! Come on, boy. What you doing? What you doing? Hello, Reggie. What you doing? What? Oh. Ooh. What is it? Come on. Good boy. What you doing? Oh. I used to do something called tricking, so I test out my skills once in a while. So these are examples of some of the candles I've worked on, Mark 1 to Mark 4. So on the left I've got my first candle. It was 2 wicks in like a Dorito dip style jar. I used 2 wicks because I simply couldn't make a candle that worked well enough with one, so that's what I went with. So I launched that one because it did work and it smelt nicely. I sold quite a few, it worked okay. The second candle, I found a different jar, wicked that with a TCR one. It still didn't look as good as I wanted, but I sort of persevered with it. I always try to work on cost first, trying to get something which is profitable. So that sort of worked okay. And then sort of the third jar was like another sort of beekeeping type sort of honey jar, which also worked okay. I sold quite a lot on that. Then eventually I found sort of the last one, which is like a mason style jar, which is also from like a beekeeping website, and that was the best looking one, and that's the one I've sort of settled on the most. As I kept buying different lids for the other ones to mix and match. You'll have to excuse how bad the footage is here. Yeah, I quite like the look of the last candle, and it's what I'm happiest with, and it's the one I've sold the most of. So, for my candle jars, I use these honey jars from my beekeeping website. They hold 250 grams of wax for me, just below the line, and that is perfect. A lovely candle which burns for roughly about 50 hours, sometimes a bit longer, and that's been a sort of nice flagship size candle for me. I'm using a TCR wick with this, as through my trials and testing it's worked best with the soy wax I've been using, and I've just been using a pen. I've taken out the middle bit and I use that to stick down the wick. I also use high heat gasket silicone to stick the wick to the bottom, something that I saw Stadley handcrafted using in one of his videos, and it's worked the best for me after all the testing. Sometimes the wicks, as the candles burn down to the bottom, become a bit unstable and move around a little bit. Never an issue with these, well, yeah, because it's so resistant to high heat. Sometimes the Wickams and the glue guns can cause issues, but yeah, for me this has been great, and I could do it pretty quickly. Yeah, so these are the boxes I use. They're Mug Smash boxes. They look quite nice. I normally put a stamp on the box there. So if you open it up, look inside, they're double walled, so they're nice and protective. Nice and simple. Each one of these costs about 40p. And we've got these little Hessian linen bags that I use to put the candles in, and then I stamp them myself at the moment. Yeah, so we'll just put the candle in here. Creates a nice extra protective layer for it too. Do it up. Looks like that. Straight in the box. Yeah, and that all sits in there. nice and snug. Just a little snapshot of some of the labels that I use. So these ones here, all the see-through labels that I put in the jars. These are ones that go on top of the jars. Got some little candle care cards, look a bit like that. Thank you cards. These are the reed diffusers I've been working on this week. So I've got an English Orchard one, a spring flower one, like a herb garden one, but I haven't got one of those here because I've already sent it to Amazon. Candles I've been working on this week, and then these down here, all the ones I need to package. I quite often find myself working on the floor, just on a blanket. I find the more space I have, the better. I usually work in sort of organised chaos, I guess. Yeah, I sort of spread out. Do quite a lot just on the floor. It works for me, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm quite happy. So at the moment I'm just packing some boxes, getting ready to make a big shipment to Amazon. So I'm just going to package up a load of gin and tonic candles. I put them in these little Hessian bags, then into the boxes. I say I put them in the little Hessian bags. This seems to be the biggest struggle in my candle business, is getting the candles into these little fiddly bags. That's the most polite way I can put it. As you can see, the struggle is real right here. Yep, second time's a charm. Yep, we'll get there eventually, I think. But yeah, the gin and tonic candle has been my sort of flagship from the beginning. I did quite a lot of keyword research on Jungle Scout right from the start, and it's something that stood out. It was quite a quirky scent. I found the scent online, and it's really potent, really fills the room, and it's something I've been quite happy with. I managed to rank on on Amazon quite easily. And yeah, it trickles in. I probably get 15 sales a month on Amazon, which is quite nice. Once I've got all my candles into the little Hessian bags, and like I said, that's the hardest part of my candle making process, I stick a little thank you card in and a candle care card. Then I move on to these. I've got these little box stickers that I print off myself. Just seals the box really nicely. A little bit of logo, a little bit of branding, just like the whole look. Like I said, it's sort of tamper-proof as well. And yeah, as I previously said in the video, the Amazon FBA model is the best thing I could hope for. Working full-time as a chef, I do about 50 hours a week, and it just allows me the freedom to be able to stick as many sort of candles in. I can send 30, 40 candles. I try to keep stocked up, so I've always got 15 minimum, as I never really want to go out of stock, as it can affect my rankings. Yeah, it's just been a solid business model for me to start. As I expand into more Etsy sales and more Shopify sales, physically getting to a post office can always be a bit tricky, and I don't want my customers to have a slow service. Once I've packed all my candles, I pop them in a big box like this, send them off to Amazon via UPS, and then they pretty much deal with all the customer care, all the customer service, ship the candles more or less next day, and everybody's happy for the most part. And that is my first weekly video. If you've got to the end of this, well done. It probably hasn't been easy due to the rambling nature of my video, and just maybe the random way it's been put together. So yeah, first video. I kept telling myself the first one's going to be a bit rubbish, but we learn and we progress and we move forward. So see you in the next one. Cheers.